Okay, the entire real estate world is on fire right now, and I'm not talking about a bidding war. We're seeing a massive storm of lawsuits, and this week was absolutely packed. We're going to jump right onto the front lines and break down the legal battles that could seriously change how we all buy and sell homes.
So you got to be asking yourself, what is going on? Why is this multi-trillion-dollar industry suddenly caught in this legal crossfire? Well, here's the thing. These aren't just a few random lawsuits. No, these are all interconnected battles in a much, much larger war for the future of real estate.
To really wrap our heads around this chaos, we're going to treat it like a battlefield. We're tracking 3 different but critical legal fronts where the fight to reshape the entire industry is happening as we speak.
All right, our first front involves a name you definitely know, Zillow. And this is a high-stakes standoff. The fight is all about their popular agent referral program. And let me tell you, the accusations getting thrown around are explosive. Now, before we dig into the details, you need to know this one acronym, RESPA. It stands for the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. Basically, it's a big federal law designed to stop illegal kickbacks and prevent companies from artificially jacking up the costs of buying a home. And in this fight, RESPA is the weapon of choice.
So here's what they're saying about Zillow's Flex program. The plaintiffs are arguing that it illegally pumps up agent commissions and, get this, steers home buyers toward Zillow's own mortgage company. But here's the real bombshell. They're also claiming violations of RICO laws. Yeah, the same laws that used to go after organized crime. It's a huge deal. And right now, we're at a total legal stalemate. In a court filing from March 11th, Zillow basically asked the judge to just press pause on the whole thing, saying the case against them is thin on substance. But the plaintiffs? They fired right back, calling Zillow's confidence nothing more than conjecture. So everything's on hold, and we're all just waiting for a judge to make the next move. So while Zillow's case is on ice, our second front shows us something really interesting. Even when a case is settled, it doesn't mean the fight is over. In fact, sometimes the settlement money itself becomes the new battleground.
And we're talking about a serious amount of money here, almost $40 million. That's the combined total from 5 different real estate companies that had already agreed to settle in a huge commission lawsuit called the Gibson case.
So why on earth would you challenge a done deal? Well, the group appealing, Springway Center, argues that the settlement amounts are, and I'm quoting here, grossly disproportionate to the actual harm done to home buyers. Their message is pretty simple. It's just not enough money.
I mean, just look at how fast this all happened. In February, a judge gives the green light to the settlements. By March 5th, boom, an official appeal is filed. So now that nearly $40 million is just locked up in limbo, and it could stay that way until 2026, all waiting on a decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals.
Now, for our third and final front, this one reveals a really fascinating and pretty controversial legal strategy from another industry giant, Anywhere Real Estate. And this is where the legal chess game gets really interesting.
Okay, so check out this legal maneuvering. Anywhere got sued in one case, called the Batten case, but instead of settling right there, they did this kind of legal hopscotch, jumping into a settlement in a completely different case, the Decory case. And on March 4th, a judge gave them a preliminary thumbs up for this pretty unusual move.
So why would they do this? Well, the plaintiffs in the original case, the Batten case, they have a very clear opinion on it. They're accusing Anywhere of trying to settle, quote, on the cheap, by basically taking advantage of a deal in another lawsuit that they think is way too low. It's a bold strategy, and it's definitely being challenged.
And the price tag for this controversial move? $10.8 million. That's the combined settlement from Anywhere and a few other brokerages in that Takery deal. So now, the big question is whether this strategic and, some would say, cheap settlement is actually going to hold up against the legal fight from the original plaintiffs.
So we've looked at the fights on 3 different fronts. We've seen the individual skirmishes. Now let's pull the camera back and look at the entire battlefield. What does all of this really mean for the future of real estate? So here's the quick battlefield report for the week. For Zillow, the fight's on pause. Everyone's waiting for a judge. In the Gibson case, almost $40 million is just stuck in legal limbo waiting for an appeal. And Anywhere's controversial deal, it's moving forward, but there's a serious fight brewing. It's really just a snapshot of an industry in total legal chaos.
And make no mistake, this isn't just about lawyers arguing in courtrooms. This is about a fundamental reshaping of the multi-trillion-dollar real estate industry. How agents get paid, what a home will ultimately cost you, the power that these big tech companies have, everything is on the table right now.
We've just witnessed the skirmishes from one single week. But remember, these are just the individual battles. The real question, the one we're all going to be watching,
is who is ultimately going to win the war for the future of real estate.